Hello, welcome to my live daily workout 6 days a week. During this quarantine, I'm doing simple, low equipment, 20-minute-ish workouts, and I'm inviting you guys to join in if you like. If you're watching this on Instagram, thanks for tuning in. If you're checking it out on YouTube later, please like and subscribe for more. Hopefully it'll still give you some ideas about how to get creative with the space and equipment that you've got. Today is 6 of 6 for me, so that means it is core day. So it's going to be pretty much all core all the time. I'll just show you what equipment I'm working with. Of course, I got my mat, which is going to be super helpful because we're going to be on our elbows, on our hands, all kinds of stuff on the floor. And then I just got my 10-pound ball here, which is going to come in handy later on. If you don't have a weight to work with, that's going to be totally fine. Today, you're not going to need it. This is just to make things a little bit more challenging with one particular exercise that I'll get into later on. Going to start gentle and sort of amp things up from there. So we're going to start with our what I call the plank circuit, which has been kind of my standard core bracing warm-up all week. So that's going to be side plank, and then we're going to move into forearm plank as well, so classic plank, so to speak. And we are going to be on our elbows, so once again that mat is going to come in handy. So I'll show you here. Side plank is from the elbow, upper arm straight up and down, shoulders stacked directly over top of the elbow. I'm going to be bridging up at the hips. Can do a couple different stances here, okay? So I got stacked feet right now, ankles on top of one another, a little bit more challenging for balance. If you want to make it a little bit easier, you can do strided feet, so top leg forward, it's going to help that balance issue, okay? So I'm bridging up at the hips. I'm actually going to point my toes up for a little extra tightness there. I want to think ribs down. I'm squeezing this elbow in towards my body, keeping the lat nice and tight. Most importantly, I'm a straight line from the bottom of my feet right up through the top of my head. You see straight line there? This arm's just chilling. You can do this if you want. It's all good. Holding for about 20 seconds here. A few more seconds. Then I'm going to roll into classic forearm plank, like so. Alright, so I want to make sure my butt's not too high, my back's nice and flat. I'm not hanging out on my shoulder blades, meaning I'm not doing this and letting my head droop down. I got my shoulder blades protracted forward. I got those ribs and those hips kind of tucked in together, squeezing together to keep that midsection nice and tight there. Holding for a few more seconds here. Then I'm going to roll into side plank on the other side. Side plank on the other side is just going to be a mirror image of the first side plank. So, got that upper arm straight up and down, shoulders stacked over the elbow, squeezing towards the side here, squeezing in towards your torso. Straight line from the bottom of the feet to the top of the head, and ribs down. Reason for ribs down is we just want to watch for rib cage flare, because see what happens when I flare my rib cage, I tend to arch the lower back a little bit there, which is not good. Here I want to be a nice straight line, neutral spine. And gonna relax here. Gonna go through that one more time before we get into something a little bit more intense. Okay, so once again from the elbow, if you tried strided feet last time and it was a little easy, you can try the stack feet this time for a little extra challenge there, okay? Bridging up, nice straight line, ribs down, toes pointed if you like. I kind of like doing that, just gives me a little extra tension, so I'm not just sort of unconsciously ignoring the lower part of my body. I'm keeping my leg muscles nice and tight too. Basically everything's tight with this plank here. Gonna roll into forearm plank. Make sure my butt's not sticking up in the air. You don't want the butt to get too high because then you're gonna get into pike position, which is a thing, but it's a different thing and not what you want to be working on when you're doing this classic plank here. You want to keep those shoulders away from the ears as well, so you don't want to be shrugging, okay? You want to be showing plenty of neck. Rolling into side plank on the other side, last side plank here. Nice straight line, ribs down, squeezing in with the elbow. Taking deep, slow breaths. Every time you exhale, you want to think ribs down. A few more seconds here. Okay, so for today, you're going to be doing little mini sets of 2 to 3 core exercises in little groups. So that first set, that we're going to work into next is going to be, they're called walkouts basically. And then from there, I'm going to move into some mountain climbers, and I'll show you what those are going to look like. And then the second group of exercises, going to do some Russian twists, which is where that ball is going to come in handy. And then from there, we're going to move into some basically like scissor kicks, sort of like a leg raise variation, and then into some ankle touches, so a little bit of crunches in there too. After that, going to hit some bear crawls paired up with just a hollow rock hold, so it's just going to be like a static hold. That'll be the sort of third group of things. And then there's going to be a finisher there if we make it that far, okay? All optional, of course. You can do whatever you feel like doing and keep it as intense or as mild as you want. So the walkouts, I'm going to start here nice and tall, and I'm just walking out of my hand into that high plank or push-up position, and then I'm going to walk back, get nice and tall every time, straighten right up. That's 2. Try to alternate the arm you start with, just to keep things nice and balanced. That's 3. You want to be a nice straight line when you get out into this position. You don't want to be doing this, okay? 4, 5, keep the core tight. Once again, ribs down. 6, don't let that head droop either. 7, 8, 9. Now on this 10th one, we're going to hang out in that push-up position. That's 10. From here, doing mountain climbers. Mountain climber means opposite knee comes to the opposite elbow. 1, 2, nice and quick. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to 20, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And right back into the walkout. It's going to go through that one more time. See how we work the cardio in here. That's what you do when you don't have a track to run on or a backyard to do whatever you would do in a backyard for cardio. That's 3. That's 4. We can always play around with tempo and with rest times. That's 5. And that way we work that cardiovascular work into your resistance workouts. 6. Makes it much more efficient. 7. Of course, if this is a little fast for you and you're gasping for breath, you're just going to slow down. 8. 9. Remember that 10th one? You're going to stay out there. That's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Little rest here. Then we're going to get into the next round. A little breather, a little water if you need it. So next round, like I was saying, going to consist of Russian twists. So that's a little side-to-side twist. We're going to do with the ball or with no weight if you'd like. That's no problem. Then going to move into those scissor kicks. I'll show you that as we go. And then right into ankle touches. So it's going to be basically 10 twists per side, so 20. And then we'll do the same amount with the kicks and the touches. So it's all like 10 per side or 20 basically per exercise. Going to roll through this one 3 times. So for the first time on these Russian twists, I'm going to keep my heels down on the ground. So it'll be a little bit easier. I got my knees bent just to show you from the side, and I'm kind of be sitting back like that, neutral spine, core tight. From here, I've got my weight. If you don't have or don't want to use a weight, just take your hands, make a fist. That's your weight, okay? So from here, I'm twisting, twisting, twisting at the trunk. My shoulders are pointing in a different direction. So I'm not just reaching, it's not an arms thing, it's a full core twist. That's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, gonna flip around this way. So for this one, hands under the butt, as you would with a leg raise. Gonna get these legs up here, over, under, like so. So crossing over top. That's 5, 6, 7, core tight, 8, 9. Legs don't have to be super high in the air. That's 10. The higher they are, the more stress it's potentially going to place in the lower back. So they can be nice and low, straight out like that if you like, okay? Got to keep that core tight the whole time. Oh, from here, let's just stay down here. Moving right into ankle touches. So we just raise those legs straight up, point those toes if it helps. I got my hands up on my face. I'm reaching for the outside of the opposite ankle. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, little crunch. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And relax. Gonna hit that set 2 more times. Little breather in between. This time I'm gonna spice things up a bit. I'm just gonna elevate my heels. So that is actually gonna make it considerably harder. I'm gonna try to keep my legs from swinging back and forth. A little bit of movement is almost inevitable, but the tighter you stay, the quieter those legs are gonna be, the more still they're gonna be, okay? And we do want that greater control. That's gonna help us get more out of the exercise and make it even more efficient. This time I won't be talking too much, just gonna go straight through all 3 exercises. So we got the Russian twist, we got those scissor kicks, let's say, and then we got those ankle touches, which is a nice little boxing drill. Think of it like you're reaching up and you're punching. That's the idea with that one, okay? So, elevating those heels. I'll show you from the front this time. And go. That's 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Got those scissor kicks. All right. 1. That's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Legs straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And relax. All right, one more round here. Take about a 30-second breather. Don't want to get our heart rate down to resting levels. Still want it to be a little bit elevated. We also don't want to be gasping for breath because then we tend to compromise on our form. We still want it to be challenging, but we don't want it to be exhausting. Not at this point in the workout because we still got a few more exercises after this. Okay, so once again, you've seen the difference perhaps between heels up and heels down. So you can elevate the heels. If you want to make it harder, you can keep the heels on the ground. And if you're finding it's bothering your lower back, that's probably a good sign that you should be keeping your heels on the ground because it means maybe your core is not quite strong enough for that movement with the heels up, which is, you know, no problem. You got to start where you're at and work up to it. Okay, last time here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Legs up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That was a good burn. Okay, so next one, gonna hit some bear crawls, backward and forward, and I'll show you what those are in case you've never seen it. And then after I do, let's say 5 laps here, I don't have much of a runway, but we'll call it a lap anyway. Then I'm gonna flip over and do like a hollow rock hold, which I'll show you that one as well. It all kind of is what it sounds like, but it never hurts to have a little bit of explanation. Okay, so the setup for that bear crawl is gonna be like so. I'm gonna be reaching for the ground. My knees are gonna come up, so my back is nice and flat, tabletop style. My shins parallel to the ground. From here, opposite hand, opposite foot move forward. And I'm trying to keep those hips still. Don't want the hips to be rocking back and forth. And you see I'm crawling like a bear. That's the idea. Nice tight core, neutral spine. Bring those ribs and those hips closer together. 2 laps. If you're finding this really difficult, just hold bear crawl plank. So you're up in this position, but you're not moving, okay? This one can be really tricky the first time, especially with the coordination. That's 3. Walking backwards is always a little tricky. The little steps are going to be more challenging. That's 4. Oops, I got a little screwed up there. Almost there. All right, that's 5. Hollow rock position. Lay flat on the back, arms out. Point those toes down this time, and just hold them like this. Three more breaths. Relax. So you can see how that exercise there would be probably really easy on its own, but when you pair it with something like a bear crawl right before and no break in between, it can be pretty challenging. That time we did about 8 breaths, or at least 8 of my deep breaths. Next time we'll go for 10. Same thing on the bear crawls. Just gonna do one more set of this. We kind of peaked in terms of volume right in the middle of the workout with that last threesome of exercises, and now we're gonna slowly go down in volume, but the intensity is gonna stay pretty high. So one more set here, and then we got a little finisher. Okay. Once again, we're up in that bear crawl position, really reaching for the ground, butt's not too high, back's nice and flat, shins parallel, opposite limbs moving together. Try to keep those hips quiet. That's 2. Three. 4. 5. I'm gonna go for 10 breaths here. If 10 is a little much, you just do what you can do. It's all good. All right. Well, if you've gotten this far, congrats. If you want to stick around, you want a little bit more, what I have for you next is one of my personal favorites. I just call it crazy planks because they are planks and it gets kind of crazy. So, decent name, I figured. We're going to start with a forearm plank, classic forearm plank, like we did at the beginning of the workout. And then I'm just going to call out stuff like maybe raise your left leg, raise your right arm, keep it up, that kind of stuff. All right, and you just basically do that. We'll do a little warm-up round, about 30 seconds just to get a feel for it, and then we'll hit a last finisher round, and we'll just kind of see, probably at least a minute on that second one. Okay, so let's get into that forearm plank. Once again, we don't want the butt too high, shoulder blades protracted forward. Let's raise that right arm. Try to keep the body nice and stable and symmetrical. Lower the right arm. Raise the left arm. Lower the left arm. Right leg up. Right leg down. Left leg up. Left leg down. Left arm up. Keep it up. Right leg up. Left arm down. Right leg down. And rest. So that's just a little sample of what we might do. 2 limbs up in the air at the same time. It's not going to be the same side at the same time. If you can do that, that's awesome. I cannot, so I'm not going to ask anybody else to do it. Okay, let's take a few more seconds of a breather here. And then we're going to get into that for about a minute, and that'll be it. So let's start in that classic forearm plank. Remember, shoulder blades protracted forward. We want to keep our form, even though we're moving limbs, it's going to get really tricky. We want to try to keep that stability, not turn the hips too much, stuff like that, okay? All right, we're starting here. Let's go. Left arm up, right leg up, right leg down, left arm down, left leg up, left leg down, right arm up. Keep it up, left leg up, right arm down, left leg down, right leg up, left arm up, left arm down. Keep that leg up, left arm up, right leg down, left arm down. Get tall. Go down. Get tall. Stay tall. Right arm out. Left leg up. Right arm down. Left leg down. Go down. Left arm out. Sorry, that's the right arm. Right arm down. Right leg up. Left arm up. Social distancing high five. Left arm down, right leg down, and relax. Good work, everybody. If you followed along on Instagram, thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you stretch, foam roll if you have a foam roller, which is one of these awesome little self-massage tool. I recommend it for everybody. Cool down however you need to and get some protein in you. And take it easy. Tomorrow's a little bit of a recovery day for me, so I will be back on Wednesday with another 20-minute-ish workout. And until then, take care of yourselves. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe for more. All right, have a good one.